cool little productivity hack to get your New Year's goals all dialed in. It's called the Pomodoro technique. Basically, just I think it's Italian for tomato or something. I don't know what Italians' fetish with tomatoes is, but gist is it works kind of like this. Like you've got a task, so you pick a task, and then you set a timer, and you do that task with basically every single thing blocked out. So phone off, doors shut. I do the audio deal, right? Where you're like the brain theta waves for optimal performance. You've got your computer, if you're working on your computer, turned off from the internet, like just a complete bolt down, lockdown. Ideally, it's super tactical. It's like the journal with the pen, right? And also ideally, task work like this proactively done best first thing in the morning. So, what we call the second quarter, right? So from the time that you're done with your Smart Start morning ritual and you begin to give yourself away to the day, man, that proactive first half of the day is the gold. And if you're not doing, big opportunity work during that time, then the brain gets fatigued and it gets easily distracted, and it needs things like food, and it needs things like entertainment, and it needs things like casual conversation, and all that stuff belongs in the reactive afternoon, right? So gang, this is the difference that makes the difference. This is the needle hack, right? Slam that thing up into the red here for at least the first, half of the day, right? Ideally first quarter, which makes to the best year. So here you are, you got your Pomodoro, right? So what we do is we've got a little super high-tech kitchen timer, and we like using 90-minute chunks, right? So chunks of time, 90 minutes, feared things first. So FTFs, right? The biggest opportunity things first. You hit the timer. And then the other cool little hack too is as you're moving through the different things you're going to be doing Pomodoro style, and even through the rest of the day, even when you're reactive, a cool little 8-sided die that I picked up from Timemular, Timeular. And there's other things like this, but I've been using this for years. And I learned this from Peter Drucker. My friend Joe Stump told me that Peter Drucker, before he would take on any client, the first thing he would do is he would sit over their shoulder and watch the executive, for the course of the week, to determine what they actually did with their day, to be able to determine whether or not it was even going to be a good fit. And he knew right then and there, where all the problems were, where all the bullshit stories lived, and whether or not he could take that client on and actually get them from where they are to where they wanted to be based on how they managed their day. And if you're not breaking up your day into, working on your business, in your business, and then being away from your business, then man, that's 90% of the challenge, right? So it's impossible for me to do that. I'm not looking over my own shoulder when I'm in real time. And so the little die, whatever, the die is facing up, that's what I'm working on. It's easy for me when I take a call and I allow myself to get distracted. I can just flip the die over to a phone call, and then I put the phone back down and I hop into email. Now I got email, by the way. Email is on the negative side, and it's got the orange color, which means this is not high dollar production activities. If it were up to me, I'd be delegating the entirety of my email away to somebody else to be able to monitor for me and just fish out things that are important, then send them down my way. So, you've got, recess, right? And this is the beauty also, to bring it all the way back to the Pomodoro, is after that 25 minutes, I believe, is the actual technology as it's suggested. I use 90. I like breaking them up into 90 chunks. You get up, you hop up, you walk around, you get some fresh air, you get a glass of water, you do a little recess. And that reset right there is the beauty of it. Now, some people might be like, hey, what do I do? Do I have to be done by the 25 or the 90 minutes? Not necessarily. It's cool if you can break that up, because then you could chunk things down respectively. But it might be true that you're working on the same damn project, for the 2 or the 3 90-minute chunks throughout that proactive first half of the day. And that's totally cool too. But you got to break it up with the recess in between. So just a little hack for you, gang, and a couple little extra tools I use that help me along the way. So help us find you well.